It's about to go down. Michael, Shawn and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael, Shawn, that's me. Jay Black, Sexy Mo, C-Chum, and celebrity guests that you get nowhere else. That's right, but here on Michael, Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Go to our YouTube page, Michael, Shawn and the Takeover Legends, and check the exclusive situation all the way out. Or catch it live. Get your comments on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael, Shawn and the Takeover Legends are back. Yeah.
Going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now.
Hello, my friend. Happy Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve to each and every one who joined us Tuesday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael, Shawn and the Takeover Legends. We are back in the area. Damn it, I'm on time today. 4 minutes after when that intro started, I was on time today, baby. 4 minutes after to us is on time. Matter of fact, it's damn near early. It's damn near early. Oh boy, I'm just waiting for the other squares to jump in here, or I'll just be a solo artist today. You know how I get down. I can be Bobby Brown, leaving New Edition for a few years, selling 50 million records, going around the world, being the hottest in the game. I can do that too. But I love having my squares. I love having the J Blacks of the world, the Sexy Mo's of the world, the C Chungs of the world. I even got a guest today. But you know, when it comes to our guests, sometimes they show and sometimes they don't show. But I say 85% of the time our guests show up. The Claudia Jordans of the world show up. The Bill Bellamy's show up. The Lunels show up. The Johnny Gills show up. Envy McKee shows up. So today, if all goes as planned, since we've had all this comedy talk and all my fellow comedians are out there just throwing every possible fucking story out there, I thought I'd get somebody who was one of the co-founders of Def Jam. His name is Bob Sumner. So good morning, Afro Queen. RG Parker. I'm telling you, I could have started right at 7. I just lost track of time. I was sitting right here. So Bob Sumner is supposed to be our guest today. Now, he's booked me for a gang of shows. When I said he was one of the co-creators and founders of Def Jam. He's seen every comedian, every one of your favorite comedians. He saw them blow up. He saw the Def Jam blast off. He saw it go down. He saw it happen, people. So I figured I might as well get somebody who's been around the game longer than me. I think it's been 40 years maybe that Bob Sumner's been doing this. Matter of fact, March 21st, I'm at the Newark Symphony Hall. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. I'm at the Newark Symphony Hall, March 21st. So I'm just giving y'all a heads up. That's all I'm doing. Just plenty of time so y'all can plan if y'all in the area. Now, before I get into all that, and I'm trying to wait till more people jump on here, I have to tell y'all touched my heart yesterday. Y'all, I'm emotional right now. And I'm serious. As much as I joke, I'm serious. I'm emotional right now. Y'all really touched me. I put my daughter's Cash App and up there because it was her 20th birthday Sunday. And my twin's birthday is September 1st. So we're going to do the same thing when September comes around. But this is why y'all touched my heart. As much as I was joking, good morning, legends. Happy Tuesday. Don't you play with me. It is Thursday today. Don't play, RG Part. Don't play. It's Thursday. Don't play with me. Don't play. Don't you dare say Tuesday. So I put Monty's Cash App up. And y'all went above and beyond. I was like, throw some coffee money in there. Thank you, RG Parker. Throw some, whatever. Loose change, dollar. I don't care what it is. It's just, I just wanted to wake up, and be like, oh, shit. Why Why's my Cash App pinging? Who got the keys to the Beamer? Who am I pinging? And it pinged. And I was at work and she hit me with the text message with the thank you. And that was because of y'all. And the only reason she knew it was because of me is because a lot of y'all, when y'all sent the Cash App to my oldest blessing, y'all said your dad is so cool. Y'all know how nice y'all are, big up in me to my daughter. You know kids don't think their parents is cool. And y'all went up there and y'all were like, yo, your dad is, it was all in the nut. Man, listen. Is that the heart? That's the heart, right? That is amazing. Y'all are amazing. This is the little show that could. And y'all did that for me. And I gotta tell y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, let me tell you, y'all made me look cool. Let me hold up. Let me just tell you. Y'all made me look cool in front of my oldest blessing. As a parent, do you know how hard it is to look cool in front of your kids? Y'all made daddy look like he was that dude. She said they were putting in the notes. Your dad is so cool. Do you know how much I owe you for giving me the props of life to let her know her dad is that fucking dude? That is what y'all did. Y'all did that. Y'all took that Cash App and y'all ran with it and y'all made dad look cool. Fucking cool. Motherfucking cool. Goddamn cool. Y'all made me look like I was that motherfucker. That was amazing. Y'all are the best, Ashley Newman. Y'all are the best that ever did it. Y'all are the best that ever did. Envy McKee. Speaking of one of the best that ever did it, Envy. What's good? What's good, Envy? Let's see if I can send this link to you. Go get dressed, girl. Go see if I can maneuver. Sexy Mo just popped in. See if I get to send Envy. We got to get you on here, Envy. We got to get you on here. So let me see what I can do. Because, you know, when it comes to this technology shit, you got me doing more than one thing. I'm already doing more than one thing at a time. I'm already putting the questions up. I'm already doing the sound effects. I'm over here trying to drop the video clips. So I'm going to try and make it happen. If you want to get down, if you want to wait till tomorrow, that's fine. Want to wait till tomorrow? We'll set it up for tomorrow so you can get, you know, I know you like to get, you know, you and Sexy Mo like to get all right and face be all hair be all Did she say what? Where you at? I'm on a train on my way to Utica from NYC. Oh, you was in New York last night? Okay, mama. Running them streets. All right. Be safe on that train, girl. Be safe on that train. Hey, it's the day before Friday. It's Friday Eve, Jeanette. Where you been? Why you late? What you oversleep? What you ain't have an alarm? Don't you know this show starts on time? You don't know this show starts on time? Don't you know this show starts on time? Invite me on, big bro, son. So you got to give me some background on how I know you, son. No disrespect, because I just have a bad memory. Mo tried to pop on. But y'all, really, you guys are absolutely super amazing for making me look like I was that dude. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm not that dude. I'm just saying to your kids, you know, in my field of comedy, I get it. But to my kids, you know what I mean? That is the best thing ever in life. I got 3 grandkids in the morning, first out by 7 a.m. Okay, I was just playing because I've been starting, you know, I started at 4 minutes after 7, which means on this show, that shit means we damn near early. You know what I mean? That means we damn near early. Yizzo. Oh, if that means what I think it means. Wait a second. All right, what up? Went to see Common at the View preparing a chair from. Yeah. We need the interview. We need to find out what. Well, I saw some of Common at the View, but I didn't see it all. Stacey Mitchell says, "Good morning, cuties." Hey Ashley, what's going on? Let me go back to they are preparing a chair for you there, girl. You know what you know that whole manifestation. And boy, would you kill that show. Oh boy, would you kill that motherfucking show. Envy. Oh boy, that would be. Yes, Envy McKee on The View. Envy on The View. Envy on The View. Envy on The View. Bow. Envy on The View. There we go. So Monty cashed out. I don't know if she cashed it out or not. I don't know. All I know is she sent me a text message and she was like, "Oh my God." She just sent me a text and said, "Thank you. Hard. Oh man, my nose running like I do cocaine." And then she said, you guys who sent her money said your dad is so cool and gave me a whole bunch of props. It was the dopest thing ever. All right. So it looks like I'm a solo artist. Mo tried to jump on here, but I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, she jumped in and then she jumped right back out. So I told y'all yesterday, I never got to it. Oh, real quick, for those who just joined us, Bob Stubner, co-creator at Def Comedy Jam. I never got to do Def Jam. I got close and then was about to get on there. Something happened and it went. I did do BET Comic View and I did do Showtime at the Apollo. I did those back to back. Didn't do Def Jam. Always wanted to do Def Jam. Just didn't work out. Was very close. Just didn't work out for me. But it's all good. So he's going to be on here. Since we've been talking about the Cat Williams thing, since we've been talking about the Kevin Hart thing, since we've been talking about now D-Ray Davis and Dave Chappelle had a long dialogue on stage about the Cat Williams situation. This is weird. Comedy is very weird right now. And it's in a weird place because like a lot of these conversations normally would happen at the bar, at the comedy clubs, or backstage at shows at theaters. And now the Cat Williams interview has set off. Now Corey Holcomb is now blasting. This is what I didn't want. Corey Holcomb is now coming at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's he's our GOAT. And now we're going and we're shooting all these shots. And it's like we're in this little barrel and we're not crabs. We have guns and we're shooting all these shots at each other. And I don't know what's the end game. What do you think this is going to help other than your likes and views? We use everything for content. I do too. Everything is just content. Nobody really gives a damn about anything. It's just content. But we're shooting each other as comedians. And one thing I appreciate that Dave said is, when did fucking up somebody's money? What part of the game is that? Now, I know everybody, the code word, speak your truth. Speak your truth is now the code word that this is it. Speak your truth now means I'm about to tell on somebody. I'm about to tell somebody shit. I'm about to let people know about somebody. That's what speak your truth is now. I'm about to tell on somebody. And I don't like that. Like, I don't. But listen, I'm not a big dog in this game. I'm not on the D-Ray Davis, Dave Chappelle. Hey, y'all, Kevin Hart. Well, nobody's on. Well, Kevin and Dave are here, and then everybody falls in line. I don't know what's the end game to this other than what? Than just blasting off on somebody. Now, if somebody has done something to you that has violated you, and it is illegal what they did, and that's your story, what they did to you, and that's what you want to say. I can't hope that. But when other people catch friendly fire like Earthquake, I still don't understand what Earthquake allegedly not being able to read had to do with anything. But once again, you get sucked into this stuff, and next thing you know, we all sound like a bunch of fucking. We all sound like we're on a Jerry Springer show now. Everybody sounds like they just, hey, let me tell you, Dave Chappelle, the people that you have around you are borderline. You like having these type of people around you in your comedy tours. Where did this, where, who cares? At this point, people talk. Yeah, Stacey Mid, people are talk like it's the never-ending cycle. This is never going to stop. Now a comedian came out and said Cat Williams stole a joke from her. I don't know if he did. I don't know if she's telling the truth. She showed the joke. Okay, people, this has been happening since the beginning of time. Before comedy was even a job, people were stealing other people's ideas and shit. Like, I don't honestly get it. Like, this just goes round and round, and it's starting to sound crazy that grown-ass men are getting on stage. And everybody knows, I think Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest ever. If not the greatest. I don't think there is such thing as the greatest. I think it's all subjective. Who's your favorite? But it's getting to the point now where all we're doing is going back and forth and doing what? What is the end game? What are we doing this to prove other than talking shit about each other? Like I said, this was supposed to be, these are the conversations that were normally kept at the bar at the comedy clubs. These were the conversations that were normally talked there. And I said this. I said, Cat Williams has opened this Pandora's box that everybody's going to jump in because everybody is not worried about any type of truth. And this is not Dave Chappelle and D. Ray Davis because they don't give a fuck about this. But the rest of these cats, all y'all care is views and likes. Whatever is going to attract views and likes. And it's just a weird place to be in comedy right now. Absolutely weird. I've never seen these people that I've been around. I never thought I'd ever be on stage talking about this. But that's where it is now. What up, Jay? What's good?
You know, what's good.
So yesterday,
morning, Miss Parker. What up, Envy McKee?
So, yeah, I said what's up to everybody. So yesterday, I put Amani's Cash App for her birthday. And these people came through with flying colors.
Nice.
Our people came through.
The support is real.
Our people came through, and not only did they send Monty the money, they had notes in her notes when they sent the money. It was like, your dad is so cool. It was like, your dad. I just did a whole song. You missed the song. Just watch it.
I'll watch it back on YouTube. I can go to YouTube and type Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends and watch every show, too.
Watch every show, y'all.
I get caught up. Ashley, Jeanette.
All my people out there. You know me controlling everything now. I already got all the comments on there. We said happy. We said
you did not put every. You cannot handle every comment.
God, I did.
And timely.
Yes, I said I do it all the time. Right. Every comment has already been done, son. You're late.
So that's good.
Yeah.
If you can handle technology and putting comments up and talking.
Okay. Handle technology. You want to see me handle technology? I told y'all yesterday. I never got to the story on how the NFL is rigged. I told y'all yesterday, right? I told y'all yesterday. I didn't get to it because we got caught up.
Right? It's Championship Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you want to hear my predictions. No, it's all fixed. We already know what's about to happen. The Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs, and the San Francisco 49ers are going to beat the Lions. It started off with the Super Bowl logo. Purple, red, past couple of years, same exact concept. This was at the beginning of the season. And then to add insult to injury, my buddy sends me this picture from a local news station saying the same shit. San Francisco 49ers at the Baltimore Ravens. But hey folks, I'll go one step further. With this Super Bowl logo conspiracy, them shoving it in our faces, the NFL scripted, whatever. We all know the color scheme tells you the opponents, but look at this. Each and every single logo, the color that is the least represented is the winner. The LA Rams had the least amount represented in their logo. The Chiefs had the least amount represented in theirs. And look at that. Red is the least represented in the Super Bowl logo. When you see the San Francisco 49ers raise the Lombardi Trophy, just know this was pre-planned.
So, I already placed my bets on DraftKings. And I played the money line. I ain't paid the spread because the thing with the rigness is that they may not, whoever they want may not meet the spread. So I ain't messing with the spread. What up, Craig? But this video, Mike, how did she do with it? She did great, Jeanette. I just did a whole song about y'all. I want to thank you guys so much for what you did. And I want to also reiterate, I want to thank y'all because she wouldn't have known that I had anything to do with it. But you guys put in the notes, your dad is so cool. and I'm going to get back to this rig. But I want to tell y'all once again, I'm going to repeat this for Mo. Let me tell y'all something. A parent normally ain't cool in their kid's eyes once they hit like 15. Once they hit 15, you are no longer cool. You are no longer there. But you people, let me tell y'all something. You people, I'm going to do it again, goddammit. You people made me look like that dude in front of my oldest blessing, who is 20 years old. Y'all left special notes. I was that
sweet.
dude. I was that motherfucker.
That's sweet.
I was him. What the kids say? I was him. I was
him. You did your big one yesterday.
She hit me with the text message. She said, Dad, thank you.
Oh, she soldier boyed you.
Heart. I said,
wow.
I was at work like, oh, I done cracked the code. I done cracked the code on this. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. For real. The community always comes through. The Takeover Legend community always comes through. Now, back to this NFL thing. The problem with this NFL, and I said it earlier. Now, this video did not just drop. This video dropped months ago. Yeah, it was months ago that he said this. And he put it on there. And people keep bringing back up. I'm not going to get too heavy into sports, but Jordan Love played one of his best games against the San Francisco 49ers. Then out of the clear blue sky, when he's driving down the field, he throws the worst possible pass an NFL quarterback can possibly throw. He is running to his right. He's got 9 or 10 free yards to run that way and go out of bounds and stop the clock. What's he do? He throws the craziest across his body pass into three San Francisco 49ers are there. One Green Bay Packer is behind the 3 San Francisco 49er defenders. I'm not stupid. He's never going to throw that pass.
So you think the opposing team wants to lose, so they're going to sabotage themselves.
I have another video. That I didn't get to download on an NFL player saying that they had been given scripts.
All right, well, Stephen Craig said he disagreed that Detroit going to shut all that down and they're going to win it all first time.
You want to bet, Craig? You want to bet?
Detroit Lions, first time in the playoffs, and I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Craig.
You want to bet? We're gonna put this money on it. We can put this money on it, y'all.
All right. Well,
this is sad to me because I love watching the NFL. Like I love this is heartbreaking. But the fact that they're called the entertainment company, a sports entertainment company, just let you know that's how they can avoid every legal recourse that happens here. But I'm telling you, y'all, there's a lot of crazy stuff that is going on in the NFL during the regular season. I'll give you another one, and then I'm out of here. Detroit and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There are 38 seconds left on the clock. It is 3rd and 13. They take a knee. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 1 timeout. They do not take the timeout. They just shake hands, and everybody lets the clock run out when it was going to be 4th and 13 with 38 seconds left. So you call a timeout. If they miss the field goal, you get the ball right there and you get more shots to try and win the game. They said, nah, we're good. We're just set. Nobody in football doesn't play to the last second. Nobody doesn't use that timeout. And what if you block the field goal? There were tons of blocked field goals. What if you block it? Nah. They were just like, nah. And Todd Bowles made it worse. He was like, well, they were already setting up for an easy field. It wasn't an easy field goal. And if you're a coach, this is the last game of the season. Why would you not play the entire game all the way out? But you didn't. You didn't.
Steven said, or the fix.
I'm listening. Here's my point. Too many people are questioning this. They have to switch. They can't switch the play. It's too much money. They already got the play. They can't switch anything. I'm glad I'm not invested in sports. This is why I detach myself from sports. This is why I get hyped when I'm watching the game, and once the game is over, I'm done. I use sports like I use pastors. I use pastors for my inspiration. I use sports for my escape. I don't care what pastors do right after they get off that pulpit. I don't care if they walk right in through a threesome. I don't give a damn. All I'm looking is to be inspired for me to do the right thing. If they don't listen to their word, that's on them. Sports, I don't give a damn about you. You're not going to ruin. I don't care if the Giants get blown out. I don't care if the Giants lose in overtime. At that moment, I'm going to be like, damn, motherfucker, damn, motherfucker, damn. And once the game is over, you know what I do? I go take a shower. I come back and say, what's the next game? And watch the next game. That's it. Y'all not going to get me all emotional with some shit. All right. Bo, how was your night last night?
I worked on a new project that I've been having to wrap up. So I was burning the candle at both ends, literally. I've been asked to do 2 speaking engagements to empower women,
Nice.
Women's mental health. So I'm excited. One is next weekend, and then the other one is March 10th at a brunch.
Doing the good deeds.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get, my self-help content together, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, that's good. So one of the things,
God be the glory. Thank you.
So yesterday we had we had a conversation on what we're bad at in relationships, Jay Black.
Okay.
I would have been interested. And Mo said, one of the things was her mouth, pause, but her mouth verbally.
The gift and the curse. The gift and the curse.
Gift and the curse. And I said most people curse. A lot of people curse because they don't know how to express themselves because their vocabulary is limited. That's not Mo. Mo's vocabulary is intense. It's an intense vocabulary. So she does it because she chooses to use these words. So in these seminars, I think you need to drop how women don't need to be cursing at their man, and you need to bring that in there. But that being said, Jay Black, we would like to know
God is still working on me.
Yeah, God is still working on all of us. Trust me, I'm still on papers. God is still working on all of us.
Good morning, Big John Greer. What up?
So Jay Black, what is something you need to improve?
Kev.
Jay, stop. What do you need to improve in with your relationship? What is something that you're weak at? Yes, you.
Thank you, Ashley.
You don't say weak because you don't get people to talk.
Improve at.
It's called areas of opportunities.
Where's your challenges?
Yeah, that's called Lady. It's called Lady Q terminology. It's called Lady Q terminology. That's what it's called. It's called Lady Q terminology.
No, if you want,
where can you stop being willfully obtuse at?
And yeah, she be using that word too. I mean,
yes.
Honestly, I don't think they're. You say like something that I'm
Lady
doing
Q,
wrong?
can you please get on here, Lady Q? No, something that you need to improve in. This nigga really thinks he's perfect.
No. I think maybe. I think I hold stuff back. Maybe expressing because I speak my mind.
No, you speak your mind, sir. You speak your mind.
I think I'm good though, Mike.
How about your selfishness?
I'm not selfish. I don't think people are selfish. I think people you have to protect who you are.
What did Lady Q want for her birthday last year that you wouldn't let her get?
Oh, she went like to go away by herself.
Yeah, stay at a hotel and get in a hot tub, read a book.
I don't think that's safe in today's society. I think that.
Oh, boo!
Did you just see the story? I was up last night watching this story. That story of Kansas City, how the 3 people died in the backyard, froze to death.
That has nothing to do with a hotel. That has nothing. There's no correlation. There's no correlation between that.
Crazy out here. You got to stay with your close.
Jay Black would not allow her. Jay Black would not allow her to get her one day.
It ain't allowed.
That's what it was. You wouldn't allow her. That's what it was.
She's grown.
She didn't want to cause any friction. She didn't want because you didn't want to be by yourself. You didn't want her. You ain't want to be by yourself. You didn't want her to be there, just relaxing, reading a book, taking a bath, relaxing, getting away from everything. Yeah, Jeanette, hit the music. I know. He literally said he doesn't have anything to improve in.
I didn't
But
say
I
that. I
did
was
tell
trying
you
to
yesterday, I said Jay Black is a Virgo. So this is going to be a challenge for him to do a self-reflection, an honest one, and say what his challenges were.
Maybe
I did
show
tell you that.
emotion. Maybe show emotion.
You
Because some people like you to
did.
see emotion side of you. So how about that?
Because you don't cry. You don't cry.
I think something wrong with my tear ducts, actually. I don't cry.
There's nothing wrong with your tear ducts. I mean, I could sit you on the couch and really, really explain to you why you don't cry.
Here she go with her
probably
degrees.
need security. I probably would need security.
What else are we talking about, people? Where are we going? We talking about relationships?
No, but
I exposed myself. I'm a Virgo. I did a self-reflection and I exposed myself yesterday. I was very honest about the things that I need to continue to work on in my relationship.
Yes,
it's not hard.
And I did too. I opened I opened it all up.
Yeah.
Even Steve Chung. Even Steve Chung was man enough. He was man enough to be like, hey, this is what I need to work on.
I said maybe
Mike agreed that he called his loved one fat bitch, and in the midst of an argument.
Exactly.
That was major.
Shouldn't call nobody a fat bitch just because they said something disrespectful to you. You should be able to be grown and be like, hey, let's talk about this.
Stacey.
Let's talk about
I'm glad that you're using your degrees, Mo, and you're speaking to people. Stacey may want you to come out too.
Don't be condescending.
You're empowering women.
Let's not deflect. Let's not deflect.
We're using our honesty. Our honesty. That's what we're using our honesty, and we're reflecting on that we are not perfect people. That's what we're doing. That we are like she said earlier, we are still a work in progress. God is still putting his hands or her hands on us in the universe, and we are walking towards being a better person. But I forgot Jay Black is perfect. Anyway,
Ashley, tell him, Ashley, maybe you could work on loosening the reins of your anxiety. Like that one night she said at a top tier floor hotel and AC alone. Peace and quiet.
She got service. The dream car she wanted for her birthday last year. She was fine.
Don't do that.
All that
That's
material.
Not nice.
That's all that.
That's not nice.
Because you had to overcompensate. You had to overcompensate for what you was like. I'm not gonna let you do this.
She really wanted it, and she got it. I came through.
She really wanted. She couldn't have. So I got to overcompensate.
But in the interim, why not give her what she is telling you? The type of peace that she needs. It's just a little slice of happiness.
You see, Chris Brown and Quavo was sitting next to each other. Did y'all talk about that yesterday?
Hold up. All right. So listen, we're gonna get to it. We'll get to
Kanye West and his wife.
All right. I know. DJ Deflect. I know you can't handle that.
It's hard.
Mo, we talked about this when you weren't here, Mo. So I want to play this video, and I want you to tell me what you would think right here.
Passing college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off. It was in college. Oh, for the love of God. It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never messed around with. I'm a good man. Any woman will want a man like me. Any woman will want a man like me.
You're wrong.
Now, let me tell you what happened.
Oh.
He had sex with a guy in college.
You should have led with that. Okay.
That's why I just wanted to put. I want y'all to watch it because he says you act like you weren't curious in college, like you weren't curious. He spilled the beans to her about him having an affair or whatever it is, a one night stand with a man, and she flipped. And that's what led. Well, this guy's gonna then do his commentary, so he does his commentary. Wow. Man, let me hear his comment. Matter of fact, let me play his commentary. Some of you agree with this. Hold up.
That means you're fucking gay. She can't look at you as a man no more, bro. She can't look at you as a masculine man no more, bro. She can't look at you as a leader, bro. You've been emasculated, dog. You fucked me.
Okay.
All right. So what I want to say real quick before you answer the question, Mo, when I've always said this, if a man says that he has done something with another man in college, a woman says, you got to get out. We're done. I don't want to hear any more about it. When a woman says she experimented with another woman in college, a man says, tell me the rest of the story. That's what a man said. Let me hear more. How did it happen? Do you still keep in touch with her? And all them types of questions. So you're about to get married. So I hate to put you on the spot, but if you find, if a revelation came that he said in college, I don't even know if he went to college, but I'm assuming he went to college. I don't even know.
Yeah,
so
he did.
He went to college and he says, one time this happened. Is that man right? Do you feel like you can no longer look at him the same? And is he demasculated and all that good stuff?
So I wouldn't call it demasculating, right? I'm going to tell you what I think what the bigger issue in this whole mashup is that men typically pretty up women being with one another. Society dirties up and ugly and vilifies men being together, right? And a lot of things that are society driven or societal norms typically are developed by men. So you want to know all of the, what did she look like? Did you enjoy it? Was it once? Was it twice? Was it 3 times a lady? You're asking those questions from a woman.
Are you leaving him?
So that's a different conversation. And I think
I need to know. I need all right. Well,
have a different response.
All right. Well,
I'm
asking you.
My first question is, so are you bisexual?
And he goes, absolutely not.
And it gotta be a comfortable conversation, because you can't be like, what? You effing meant? Because then that person's going to shut off and they're going to give you every answer that you want to hear or that they think you want to hear. They're not going to give you the real deal. Me personally,
that's what this whole question was about. You personally. That was the whole thing of this question. You personally.
Me personally, I'm going to say, Lord, forgive me, but I can't do this.
There we go. That's what.
So you would leave your fiance, the person you're about to marry, time with a dude in college. You're breaking it all off.
At the end of the day, men's experience and women's experience are 2 different things. He didn't experiment when he was a teenager, when he was trying to figure out what his sexual preference was. You're talking about college in his 20s. That was an intentional decision.
So Mo don't support the LGBTQ plus community.
Don't do that. I support fully whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you desire. Don't do that, because I have a lot of people who. So and that's what I'm coming to. For men, it is much more intentional. It's more of an intentional decision to have sexual intercourse with the man. He did not say, oh, I was drunk and me and my roommate kissed.
Yeah, but my thing is, this is where I disagree with you. In your 20s,
I think it's
in
society.
College, I think in your 20s in college is where everybody seems to have this free thing where they can experiment. This is where the first time I've heard it a million times. The first time I ever kissed a girl, we was in college. She was my roommate, and we was hanging out.
Yeah, that's just the opportunity. That's just the opportunity to do so.
But there are people. They are people who experimented in college, and then when it was done,
that's just because of the setting. Maybe they lived a sheltered life and they've always wanted to do it, and that was their opportunity to be able to try it.
But we can't generalize that. I'm saying there are people who did it and said, I did it and I'm not going to do it again. I didn't.
I think with men it's different.
I have one, but you can't say men are different.
No, I'm telling you what I've been told. I'm telling you what I've been told when it comes to that. I've been told that for men, it is more of an intentional. It's not a drunken stupor. It was a little mistake, or it was fun. For men, it is very, very intentional, because you have to remember from childhood, most times, often from childhood, boys going into manhood are taught one thing, right?
I understand what you're saying with the society and everything like that, but there's a point. I've tried different drugs, and I intentionally was like, "Oh, I want to get high on this because
Drugs
I like
are universal."
No, I like what alcohol makes me feel. Let me see if I can take this further. Then when I did it, I got high, and then I realized I don't ever want to do that high again. That wasn't what the same thing happened, just like an orgasm. The same thing happened, the same high, the same orgasm. But when you were done, you like, I don't want to do that high again. So what if he's telling her, I did that, tried it, didn't like it, I'm still in love with you.
I don't think
like,
that it's comparison to drugs, and it could be he can very well.
It is
understand that you can like men, that you can be attracted, you can have sexual experience, man on man experience.
I'm thinking the same thing,
and still have a love for a female. Still want to spend the rest of your life with a female. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's more intentional when a man doesn't.
Mike, you want to tell us something, Mike?
This is what I've been told. This is what I have been told by another man. This was a very intentional situation.
But what you're saying is you're generalizing everybody's experience on what you've been told. That was that person's. Yes, you are, because they are.
So let me clarify. Then let me be a little bit more clear, because yes, everybody's experience is different. Everybody's experience is not the same. All I'm saying is from what I've been told by not one man, but more than one man, is that the sexual experience that they choose to have with a man is more of an intentional, whether you want to call it experiment or not, it is more of an intentional decision often than it isn't. It's not one of those happenstances. We were drunk and we just decided to try it.
But we can't speak like that for millions of men. Like, it's just you can't.
None of us can. For everybody.
Exactly. All I'm saying is, and another thing I just want to push back on: there's nothing more similar than drugs and sex. There's not two things that have more things in common than drugs and sex. Them two things they're first cousins. They're first cousins, because sex is a drug. For a lot of people, sex is a drug.
Euphoric, yes, it is, and there are people out there who experience sexual addiction. I'm not even refuting that. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to looking at societal norms and what drives our decision making, most often than not, that is more of this intentional decision. If you're trying to do the male versus female thing, not always.
The double standard is real, but I'm thinking is, Mike, if somebody said to you they had sex, what happens is now that female is flashing back to all the other tendencies throughout the relationship, all those times and moments where they scratched their heads and they wasn't sure, and that all came. That's why they leave, because there's like, no, there's something deeper there. It wasn't just no one and done. I'm sure it's a deeper rooted thing than just one time in college. Like Stephen Craig said, something more is there.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if you believe the man is a loyal man and you're a loyal woman, what would you even worry about that for? Because at the end of the day, you don't want them to cheat with anybody. So if you believe the person's going to be loyal to you, what are you worried about? If
there's
you believe
things you just can't get over.
If you believe
certain things you just can't get
I don't think that for me personally, it wouldn't be a thing of whether they would be loyal or not. I want to make sure that whoever I plan to spend the rest of my life with, that this is the happiness, like the lifelong happiness that they are envisioning in their head. I don't want to ever marry someone who has had an experience with another man and really wants to be with men, but because society frowns upon that, or their family may have put down pressure, whatever the case may be, they've chosen to hide behind being married to a woman, which leads to a lot of times having them having down low situations behind their marital bed, what I call their marital bed. So yes, I think that is a very, very big thing to look at, because you don't want down the line for your husband to say, you know what, I really wanted to be with men all of this time. I was using you because this is what society says my life should look like, but I'm truly not happy with you. That college experience is really, you know, what brings me joy. That's really what I really wanted to do in life. And you see it happen so many times.
And I agree with all that. In there are situations like that all the time. But once again, the down low thing, a relationship, if the person is loyal, a down low relationship can be with a man or a woman. That's called cheating. That's what it's called. A down low relationship is called a down low relationship
levels to
is
cheating.
called cheating.
There's levels.
And the thing that amazes
It
me
can.
is, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. And there are thousands of circumstances that's what happens. But it amazes me that if he had told her he had a beef with somebody and he had murdered the person and got away with it, she wouldn't have left him. But the fact that she was with, which makes him a murderer, not that he did it, they just had a beef and he went and blew his head off. She would be like, damn, she wouldn't have called off the wedding then. But because he had a relationship with a man. Now listen, I get it. I understand. I'm just trying to get both sides of this story. There are people out there who did experiment one time and said, that's not for me. Those are just people. That's all. And if the person is a loyal person and a person, you believe that person is going to be with you and just you, that's something that you should be like, I'm not saying I understand. I get it. People, I understand. I just feel bad for the person who really was being honest and decided to be honest with the person. And once again, this is why I tell y'all, honesty is overrated. I try and tell y'all honesty is overrated. Honesty is only good when the person wants that honesty. When the person doesn't want that honesty, they don't want it. And that turns into a whole bunch of drama. Y'all don't really want the truth.
I don't even think that I don't want to say so much that people don't want the truth. I think that they want honesty so that they can make an informed decision for themselves. I think that when you do take that approach, people respect you more because you left me with my autonomy to make a decision about my life. But on the flip side of that, it's still going back to the way that we're driven by societal norms and what society thinks that we should do. Because again, men pretty that up, right? They like, oh, you was with a woman, you was with another woman. Well, and in their mind, it goes straight to, I wonder if she would do a threesome. I wonder what that looked like. And it turns into a fantasy for them. But for women, more often, and I'm not saying all, I'll just say for women, their mind goes straight to, well, when he goes to play basketball, like, is he messing with, is his best friend like one of his ex-lovers? It just goes to a whole nother world because, again, our thought process is driven by societal norms.
I get it, but let me tell you something about men that you need to know. That's cool when it's just your girlfriend, right? But let it be your wife that you're about to marry, and she tells you her college roommate, they got it in like 3 or 4 times. If you're with me and that college roommate comes to town and wants to go out with you, you are out your fucking mind.
Well, that's
you
different.
are out your.
I think
you are out your.
yeah.
You are. It depends on the relationship you have with this woman. If this is your,
but I think
if this is your,
I think men still fantasize about it, but they ain't gonna let their wife go out with the college girlfriend. That would definitely be out the door.
I'm not gonna fantasize it with the girl that I want to be with. Now, the girl that I'm hanging out with, having a good time with, but don't think your college roommate is coming into town and coming to my house. Right. She coming over and she just wants to know. No, she's not. Not when
agreed.
Your face was.
I agree.
You be thinking you're gonna get it popping on like in the back.
No,
of
not with my wife.
I agree, Mike. I think that I get you, there's a boundary to that.
And if I get you in that threesome, you better be thinking, well, how does he really feel about me? Like if I do get it popping. And this is from historical purposes.
And there are men and women who have this type of marital contracts where they're open to bringing in 3 and 4 parties into their relationship, but that is part of their marital contract. Something that they both agreed upon. But I think that what you're saying about ex-lovers and people that you've been with sexually, I think that, yes, whether it's a man or woman, definitely a hard line should be drawn in the sand. that person should not be trying to come over.
He needed to think. He got to know your partner too. They're doing that video. I don't think he thought he knew her. Or why would he even come out and say that?
Like him for, but I respect him for being honest. But he gave her the autonomy to choose whether or not she still wanted to go through with the commitment. You have to remember her commitment was based on the information that she was privy to. Right?
That changed.
Her information, she said, okay, this is what I know about you. And it changed because maybe her value system is different. Maybe the way that what she wants from a man is different. And so all you can do at the end of the day is respect that and then know that you walked in your truth because you told her.
So we have a guest, but I want to play this video, and then when we have a guest. Bob Sumner is going to join the show.
Okay,
he's one of the co-founders and
My
creators.
cousin. Okay,
I didn't. Oh, that's right. You had mentioned that, and of Def Jam.
Shout out to Linden, New Jersey.
Over 40 years in the comedy business. But before I do that, I just want to play this video real quick, and hopefully I got the right video loaded up because I thought this was so ironic, and I just want to get your feelings on this. Let me make sure that this is the right one. Let me make sure.
Class in college does not mean you're going to sit there and call the wedding off.
Hold up. I want to get this one video because this really fucked me up when I saw it. I was like,
therapy after that. So is he.
Yeah, I don't. The one thing I will disagree with him on is if you drop that bomb, you can't be surprised if she want to leave. Like you can't be surprised. Like
if she said, "Hey, they ran a train on me in college," she would be expecting him to stay.
No,
that is something too. That's a non-negotiable. Like if he feels,
don't drop that bomb
if you want to.
They didn't count that night though.
Yeah,
we all drunk.
No, and that was an intentional decision on her part.
Let me see if this is the one. Let me see if this is the
some
one.
Skeleton, some skeleton you gotta put in the closet and lock the door.
And it's not the one either. All right, I'm gonna have to load this one up and find it because this shit. I was like, damn. I said this and this white man. As much as I wanted to be mad at him,
absolutely, Steven.
I could not be mad. How much time we got? 56. All right, we'll just chill and I'll find this. Because this is.
But while you're doing that, Steven made a valid point. While you're waiting on that clip, Steven said he was honest, but what was the time frame? He waited until they got married. He could have told
her before the marriage.
Before the marriage.
It was before the marriage. It was before.
So you should have told her much earlier on.
Yeah, how you bring that shit up? Oh, by the way, I sucked it.
Very easily. The same. I mean, if you are touching every nick and cranny of somebody's body and y'all exchanging bodily fluids, definitely that's the time where you should be like, listen. So how do you feel? Even if you don't want to out yourself, you should say, so I got this friend. What do you think about this situation and see what they say?
Damn it. Why can't I find this for y'all? This shit is so dope. All right, I'm going to look for it later. But yeah, I don't know how you bring that up, yo. I don't know, like, when you're ordering a mozzarella stick. Speaking of sticks,
don't judge me. Don't judge me, bro. It was just one time.
As he puts the mozzarella stick, as he puts the mozzarella stick in his mouth, he's like, speaking of when I'm my sophomore year in college.
Baby, and then you said sophomore, not freshman. Baby.
You know that dude Troy, girl.
Baby.
To each his own. With whatever y'all into out there, be into it. It's all good. You.
Absolutely. So, it's all good, but be honest.
But earlier. The thing is, I try and tell y'all. Earlier. I'm gonna repeat this. Honesty is overrated. Be careful what honesty you choose to pick. Be careful what honesty you choose to pick because I'm telling you, people, when honesty makes them uncomfortable, all of a sudden, honesty is nothing but an attack. Oh, you attacking me. No, I'm just telling you the truth, especially about your mate. If you got to tell your mate something that is the truth about them and it ain't what they're comfortable with hearing or feeling, or they don't want to admit to what it is that you're saying, that turns into a whole mess. So you got to understand sometimes and don't take my advice. Mo's the therapist. You got to decide what you can deal with and not deal with.
But it's kind of jacked up for some people to have to hold back certain pieces of their life because they know the other person ain't gonna be comfortable. So now they're not comfortable.
You don't. But you don't have to hold that back from your mate. I think that part of the whole transparency of it is you want to make sure that your mate is going to be, you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying that you need to open up that skeleton closet and just empty it out and say, here I is. But I do think there's some things that, especially if you are, like I said, have that hidden agenda where you know that you really want to be with a man. But for optics, you found a woman that is sweet, loving, nurturing, and everything a woman should be to you. And you say, you know what, this is the person I'm going to go ahead and marry because for optics, this looks good.
All
For
right. Well,
optics, I know that she's going to be a good mate, but I really want to be with men. I think that is the scenario where you need to be honest and see if that you'd be surprised. There are women out there who would say, you know what, it's all good in the hood.
It's the bills
just as
paid.
long as you're good to me.
But only be honest if you feel like you want to be with men. If you really know in your heart that you never want to be with another man ever again, don't say shit. Don't say nothing.
Amen.
Women, if they ran a train on you in college, unless them people, those individuals live somewhere near you, don't you say a damn thing to him about what happened when you had that threesome with two guys. Don't you ever bring that up in your life.
I need to know if my man was a juicy bottom. Like I definitely need to know if he was a juicy bottom.
Okay. Well, you still going to go to TD Jake's church. But anyway, all right. So coming to the stage right now, this man, co-founder, co-creator of Def Jam, also is a legendary I should say influencer. Before the word influencer was used for social media, this man was an influencer in comedy. Every comedian in New York City and all over the country, if you wanted to make one person laugh, it was Russell and him. Those are the people that you wanted in the audience to make laugh because you thought they could change your lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Bob Sumner.
No need for applause. No need for applause.
All right. I already started promoting the show that I'm going to be a part of in the New York Symphony Hall, March 21st. I've already told my people. We actually had people coming up to the show that got canceled because of the weather.
Yeah.
Miss RJ Parker was about to be in the building and everything like that. Okay. I got so many questions, Bob, and feel free to say I have no comment. We're not the type of people who put pressure to make you answer the question, but I know you ain't scared of answering shit. But all right, the comedy world is in a weird place right now. I've never seen this. I never thought we would be here. I never thought we'd be in a place where I never thought we'd see an interview that what Cat Williams did. I never thought I would see Dave Chappelle and D. Ray Davis have a dialogue live on stage at the Improv in LA about this, going back and forth. And I want to ask you, is that Cat Williams interview healthy for the comedy game? Or do you think it could be possibly destructive to the comedy game?
Mike Shawn, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, before we get into anything, I just want to thank you, bro. I want to thank you for staying so humble in all of this. Because I remember the beginnings and I see now. I remember everybody's beginnings in this thing for the most part. So everything that's going on right now is bugging me out. I've never seen anything like it. We didn't have social media back then. So y'all didn't see me going around the country finding all these people who ain't have a pot to piss in, window to throw it out. I am very transparent. Congratulations on you being the first person to interview me.
Oh, okay.
I need to be sitting on, I drink a little bit. Mm-hmm. I can sit down with them over there at the Champs. I basically, I've known Charlemagne forever, since his South Carolina days. I can go on in there in the Breakfast Club and holler at them. Mm-hmm. It's a couple others that I could set the record straight on a lot of stuff. One thing I can say, I didn't know all these other things was going on. I didn't even know that Ali Sadiq was in the mix. You got to understand that I know everybody from their infancy, okay? And it's so bothersome to see everybody like come at Cat when Cat had so many. See, I got receipts. Cat was speaking from receipts that he has that I know to be true. You know, I could take you to a point where, and this is Carlos Miller will tell you this. I'm sitting at my show at the Comedy Store because I was going back and forth for 5 years, every 3 weeks, because I was trying to build something in LA because nobody knew who I was. They know who Russell is. Russell just got finished talking about I built Def Comedy Jam. He was just a participant. You know what I mean? I was in all those rooms. Okay. So there's so much that I could talk about, but I'm sitting in the Comedy Store 2 particular times. One time is when Scruncho attacked TK on stage, me and Jeff Friday sitting there. Another time I'm in there and sitting in with Spike. Spike and I sitting there and Cat and Suge's outside. And we hear that Cat's outside, right? Spike says to me, Bob, I never met him before. Can you introduce? I went outside to make sure everything was good outside. I said, Cat, Spike would like to meet you. He said, tell him to come outside. Next thing I know, they're shooting a special at the Comedy Store. You dig what I'm saying? Which, here's the receipts though. Cat was talking about Spike messed around and shot Gerard Carmichael's first before his. True. And it's so much to it. So when you ask me, how do I feel or what's going on, bruh, I can tell you, seriously, the kings of comedy that everyone talks about, remember, I had them when they were princes. I had them before all of them ever hosted Comic View. I had them in a meeting on Sunset Boulevard discussing the Def Comedy Jam reunion that turned into the Kings of Comedy. Okay, I have receipts because I was able. They talk about Steve and Bernie's. You know, people ain't learned about that till they was on the Kings. Bruh, I had to deal with that in 1991, 92, when they was tripping on who was going to get a Barbara Bates suit out of Chicago first. And nobody was dressing until they watched a young man that I brought up. I have his clock right there. That clock, Will Silver, that clock right there, that's Bill Bellamy in 1980 something. Okay, and that's when Bill was wearing suits before everybody. Then all of a sudden, people wearing suits. Bruh, I got receipts. You dig? So let's talk about it.
So Bob, so real quick, because I got so many questions. I know we only have you for so much time. And
you got me all day, baby. It's my birthday, son.
Oh, first of all, happy birthday, Bob. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Hey, real quick though, they talked about the and you saw people talking about me on that Fat Tuesdays thing, right? I could tell you, even with that, how could they not mention me? But I should have been there to talk about it. And that's a whole nother story, because when you look at the Fat Tuesday documentary, baby girl over there, you know damn well it should be one on the Peppermint. It should be one on the Peppermint.
Oh, no.
Shout out to the Peppermint Lounge.
Right. So, I mean, and it's so much. I had Mike Epps take Bill Bellamy's place there. Nobody knew who either one of them was before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Peppermint Lounge is legendary. For those who don't know, if they're Peppermint Lounge. Look, it took me 3 tries to actually kill that spot, because I didn't even know what I was in for, because I think I'd been doing comedy for like 6 months. The first time I went up there, didn't go well. Then I went up the second time, it was simmery. It was just simmery. And then finally the third time I said, oh, I get it. You gotta drop bombs on these cats from the minute you get on this stage, and you gotta go all the way in. And I was like, all right, I got it.
Mike. But the thing with you in that place was you got opportunities to come back. A comedian just told me that they was out at Chocolate Sundays, is it? Right? Fam, they told me they had to wait 4 years to get 3 minutes. Come on. Are you kidding me? It's like that?
Yeah. Bob,
what do you get out of it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the propaganda that's spread that the only way you can, that's a step. When you're a young comedian, there's steps that nobody tells you this. You just find it out by talking to comedians. You got to do the peppermint. Then you got to, I don't know, Manhattan proper. Then you got to do the Boston. Then you got
that was then. That was
yeah,
then. Yeah.
that was then. Then
Yeah.
you got to somehow get to Uptown Comedy Club, and then yeah, and you just
No
got
one
to
or go on the creative tour. Remember the creative tour?
Yes, yes.
You know, all that. But now people don't even understand that Mike Willingboro is the peppermint.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it last show we did. I saw it. I said, all right, let's go. I see what's popping. I said that shit had me back in my bag. I was like, okay.
But that's the proving ground.
Yep. So is there something, all right, with everything that's being said, answer the question. I need a yes or no on this. Is it a positive thing with Cat Williams doing that interview, or is it a negative thing doing that interview? Is it destructive, or is it healthy to air out the receipts that he aired out?
Well, some things need to be said sometimes. And what he did, the first thing he said that I totally get was, if everybody else could sit on this couch and talk about me, why can't I talk about them?
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to what he's saying, a lot of it was true. You know, I remember Cat called me one day, and I picked up the phone, and all he did was ramble or talk about what he's done, this, that, and the other, and then hung up the phone. Like he just wanted to say, he had to say something. I was like, this dude here. Now, but Dolomite used to do it too. Rudy used to do, you know, some of these guys, see, I deal with these guys from a whole nother place. But
Right.
One thing that I do know is, you know, anybody that I've ever put on, and I got a whole list of people, you know, that I could say something to you right now. That would be wow. Okay. But what happens with me is this. I put people out there before everybody. Some people I know 10 years ago, and they don't break until recently. The Sam Days of the world, the Carlos Millers of the world. These people get around. They're not new. But one in particular, Cat has taken a young lady by the name of Pretty Ricky on the road with him. Pretty Ricky is part of my G.L. Douglas. Like, they come up with me from around here, but they're Cat's given chance opportunities. Now it's easy to hit the road and fuck it up, okay? Or do what need to be done. But listen to this real fast, and this ain't for nothing but for everybody to know this, okay? Some of the people may have had other people to help assist them, but when I talk about the seed that I was able to plant, not only in the early 90s, but it's continuing to do. If I say to you, and it starts with Bill Bellamy, okay? But if I say to you, Bill Bellamy, Dion Cole, Cedric the Entertainer, J.B. Smoove, Cheryl Underwood, D.L. Hughley, Chris Tucker, Monique, Ari Spears, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Griffin, Kevin Hart, Craig Robinson, Tiffany Haddish, Tracy Morgan, Joe Coy, Ricky Smiley, John L. Rollins, Tony Woods, Affion Crockett, Guy Torrey, Joe Torrey, Jay Farrell, Tasha Smith, Dominique, Mike Epps. Okay, I have receipts on situations with all of them that was the beginning of their careers. Kevin Hart talks about it in his book. I got a whole chapter in Bill Bellamy's book. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, everybody talking about this era to this era. Sometimes the chronological orders are all messed up. I've read books where people try to tell me when Def Comedy Jam first aired. They're gonna tell me when it aired because they read something and decided to put that in, as opposed to Def Comedy Jam aired. This is crazy. The night after my last night at Club 88 before we moved to the Peppermint. I built Def Comedy Jam at Club 88, not the Peppermint. People don't even understand that part.
Well, let me get to two other people that you talked about. First, let's start. What were your feelings? And everything Cat Williams says, even when he's saying something crazy, is hilarious. Everything makes me laugh.
No,
like,
man. He sure is. He got an Emmy. He got an Emmy and didn't even know he was gonna get it. Like, you know what I mean? He just came in because he does take over the set.
Yeah.
Like he's the.
So let's get to Cedric first of all. His comments on Cedric. I've always liked Cedric, as Cedric has been nothing but kind to me. I've always liked Cedric, but his comments about Cedric. How did you feel about that? Number one, and number two, with the joke stealing now, and one of his famous jokes that they now have receipts that was on a sitcom before he did it. I don't know if a writer gave it to him. I don't know if one of his writers wrote it for him. How do you feel overall about what Kat said about Cedric the Entertainer?
I feel like it happens. Premise. We all know premise. We all know that a lot of us think a lot. When they had the pandemic, I said this is the perfect time for the shutdown on comedy because some new cats who are really doing stand up and not just on Instagram trying to be funny need these opportunities. So whoever have the best joke about entanglements or whatever, anything that happened during that 2-year span, best joke wins. Okay, so you're going to hear some people, especially vets, think that they could take a new guy's joke. They think they could do that. But if you know how to work your stuff, you know how to make your joke funnier than the next. And then who's going to put it on TV or whatever that case. So who's going to get the opportunity? These days, only the same people who I put on TV 20, 30 years ago are still getting the same opportunities. When you see all these tours, all it is the same people with a different name of the tour. This shit is crazy where we need to be putting. So with Cedric and what he did.
He did it verbatim, Bob. He did it verbatim. He did it verbatim.
Well, when you say verbatim, what you talking about? The space car joke?
No.
Or is it another joke?
No, it was the initials, the Boishi,
I don't know. I ain't been really paying attention, but I can tell you this, and I can't make this shit up, and it really hit home. I had a Def Comedy Jam show. We were playing the Beacon Theater in New York on Friday. On Saturday, we were playing Ovens Auditorium in Charlotte. Okay, so Cedric hosted the Beacon show. All right, Adele Givens was going to host the Charlotte show because Ced had another date on that Saturday. Okay, but the rest of the ensemble was going to remain the same, and I just had to flip-flop one person. So it might have been Nick Lewis. I might have had like Nick Lewis or somebody from Charlotte on the show. I don't remember exactly how it went, but Adele and I are standing stage left, stage right. And there's a comedian who was on the show with Cedric the night before. Okay. This comedian told a joke that Cedric told the night before. Verbatim. Verbatim. Adele looked at me. Adele said, Bob, didn't Ced say that last night? I said to Adele, yeah, and that comedian who just said that joke, tonight's his last night.
Okay. All right.
Okay? Because you don't play that. Now, I never heard Ced do this other thing, but he should know better because I saw somebody do the shit to him. You know what I'm saying?
No. And my opinion on that is this has been happening since day one in comedy.
This is what I'm getting. That's where I'm going with this.
This has been happening since day one.
It's been going on even when they're now messing with Kat with JB Smooth's joke about the coming back and forth on stage. When you play that again. Yeah. Fam, if I could tell you the hundreds of times I've seen that, it wasn't just them. Some things, Michael Collier always had a joke. Just because the comedian passed away don't mean the joke has to pass away.
I know. Shout out to Mike. I just talked to Mike.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me get on to, because I want to get all this in. Kevin Hart. I want, and Kevin Hart is I haven't talked to Kevin Hart for years, but I consider Kevin Hart my friend. Right. And everybody laughs. Kevin Hart has been nothing. Listen, whenever Kevin Hart came into town, I got the first class treatment, no matter how big, when all the movies were popping back to back and everything like that. So Kat says what he says about Kevin. Then Kat decides to put his ex-wife on a tour. I'm not gonna give my opinion. I want your opinion. If you're Kev, and this guy just unleashed the 9mm on you, and then books your ex-wife to be on a tour with him, which I love Tori also. I don't think she's ready to be on that stage. I don't think she's there to be on that stage. But what would your response be if you were Kevin?
Kevin is so past that. He really is. I mean, Kevin is a trillionaire now. And it's almost like, and even like Kev's a different type of guy. You know, Kev ain't looking for Kev get more from people around him saying what he need to be doing. And Kev ain't beat. Kev has moved on. It's built. It's good. Cat is giving more opportunity. I watched a waitress at Mel's Diner who said she was going to be a comedian, was trying to be a comedian. She came to my room on Melrose, and she was just trying. And next thing I know, she called me. She said she's on tour with Cat Williams in Hawaii. You know, it's like it just happens with Cat. And with Kev, for me, I think that it's more the people around having something to talk about. Tori is really trying to do her stand-up thing. She's called me many times. But again, for me, and a whole lot of other comedians that's out here working, to be on my stage is like, I look at you I'm trying to help you and trying to take you from a stage to a screen. You know what I mean? Tori's she has everything. My man Reno, who was working with her a while back, Reno passed away. If Reno was still here, none of that would really be happening like it's happening. You know what I mean? But again, I ain't mad at nobody for doing what they're doing, because I've seen so much bullshit in this business for 40 years. Okay. I'm thinking about when I started producing Def Comedy Jam, I was in my late 20s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like crazy to see what's happening and how people are talking now. I am not going to say anything more than Kev said it already. He's happy for her.
So with that, then I'm gonna give it to Mo and Jay Black. Have a question ready so I can throw it to y'all too. She got on stage as a clip of her on stage saying that Kev dogged her out on the phone over this.
She got on stage, okay.
And she said in her joke, she was like, "Well, I already got dogged out. Kevin dogged me out on the phone," and which I thought, I was like, "God damn, we're gonna bring everything in there." What would be your advice?
You gotta say something.
Yeah, I mean, she got to say something, but
I want to hear it.
But what I'm saying is, when we say Kev is above all this, Kev is still a man at the end of the day. I don't care if you got $1 trillion. I don't care if you got $1 gazillion. You're still a man at the end of the day. And if you feel like somebody is using the mother of your children to get at me, I can see why he would catch feelings on that. My thing is, what would be your advice to Tori on this tour, when she does this tour? What would be your advice as a mentor? If she reached out and said, "Bob, I need to know the ins and outs. You have held major, probably some of the biggest tours in the country. Right. What do I need to be aware of in this particular situation?"
That you're there as an employee. It's a job. And what you need to do is, however many minutes you have on your set, make sure it's fire. And just go out there, deliver, so nobody can talk about nothing more than how funny you are. It's business at the end of the day. When I'm out here doing press for different things I'm doing, they want to ask me questions about what's happening with the company that I used to work with and shit like that. I got to get past anything that don't have anything to do with what I'm here for. And it's as simple as that. That's what I would say. You know, all that other stuff, save it for your book.
Go ahead, Mo. Sexy Mo has a question for you. Sexy Mo claims y'all cousins. I don't know.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All the way from New Jersey.
Nothing claims they could. You know
when I came on here, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect, right? And I'm like hearing the voice, like, because I what? How is this? How did this come about?
All right,
He's
real
such
quick.
a
Would you?
hater.
Y'all met at Hollywood Barbershop.
No, real quick. I did a night show in Philly for a lot of years. It was Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, and Mo used to do our entertainment news. I met Mo in front of 30th Street Station. She knocked on my window and she said, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "I don't know who you are." And there was a guy who was doing comedy shows, booking colleges, and
When
she
we were
happened
in
to be
college.
went in college, and she knew him, and she said, "Well, she basically gave me a whole. I'm in traffic, Bob. I'm
I
in
used to bring
traffic."
you your checks. Like, how
And
about that? I used to bring you your checks
she
from
used to
your
bring
comedy shows.
she used to bring the checks, and I'm in traffic, and she's like, "Listen," she basically pitched her doing the entertainment news. Well, guess what? I said, "Come to the radio station," and she did the entertainment news for the next 7 years. So, and that's how we all got together. Jay Black was my producer for the show. He's always been my best friend in the world. These are my two best friends in the world. So go ahead, Mo. That's how it all came about. Go ahead, Mo.
Yes. So a lot of people don't know your humble beginnings was in Linden, New Jersey. Shout out to Linden. How did
You can't say Linden without saying Roselle. You better
Linden
put
Roselle,
Oh,
Linden
wait a
Roselle.
second.
I didn't want to drop the location. I didn't want to drop
Problems
the location.
already.
But absolutely, Linden Roselle, stand up. You know, you got to start here. How did you get started? How did someone from a small town of Linden, New Jersey, get such a gigantic leap in Roselle? How did you get such a gigantic leap into the industry?
All right, by us going through this Linden Roselle thing right now, that's the whole answer right there. It's the community. Born in Elizabeth, grew up in Roselle, raised in Linden. Raised in Linden at a place called Hollywood. All right, before there was ever Hollywood for Bob Sumner, I was in Hollywood. I dropped out of daycare.
Okay? Wait. What did you say? You dropped out of daycare? How the hell you drop out of daycare, Bob?
I got receipts.
Fuck you up.
You ready? No, you ready?
Go ahead, tell me.
My mom, right? My mom was the first Black supervisor at RCA in Harrison, New Jersey, right? This was in the early 50s after she stopped being a Madison Avenue model. She used to model with Willie Mays, Diane Carroll, like she did a lot of different things.
Oh, damn.
Right? So then she had her second child and decided to take this job. She ended up, when Harrison was closing, she had an opportunity to go to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or New York City. She took New York City and started working in 1974 at a place called RCA Records. Okay. At RCA Records, she did the royalties for Sam Cooke, Elvis Presley, so many people. And it's a whole nother story to all of that. But at the same time, we used to always go to Harlem to all my aunts live in Harlem, right? My grandmother's sisters and stuff. So we will always go to Harlem on Wednesdays and Sundays to hang out, go to the Apollo, right? The reason we went to the Apollo is because my uncle used to sing at the Apollo all the time with his group. And my dad and him used to roll so tough. And then he just went to LA, but they kept going to the Apollo. And then I was born along with my older brothers and just always there. And my uncle was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He was in a group, lead singer for a group called the Platters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So at the Apollo, I would see Moms Mabley, young Richard Pryor, and now I'm curator of comedy, of course, over there. But that was where the seed was planted. Okay. Just like the seeds that I planted for all them comedians that I talked about earlier. So, from the Apollo and my mom having that job, my dad was actually cutting hair in the house, okay, because he was a number runner, okay, and my dad got locked up, and my mom said that we are going to find a place for you to cut hair, okay, like we're gonna open up. They found a candy shop on St. George's Avenue, right? Turned it into a barbershop. Now, here's little Bobby that has to go to daycare at Bethlehem Baptist Church in Roselle. Okay. My dad got to get up in the morning, get me ready for daycare, then go down to the shop, leave the shop to pick me up and bring me back down to the shop, which is next to the VT, a tavern, a bar, right? I'm 3 years old. My dad decides to take me out of daycare. This is where the dropout part comes. I dropped out of daycare, went down there full time all day, and my teacher became Miss Louise from Romper Room. Okay? It was a show called Romper Room before Sesame Street. All right. So that's what I'm saying. So while I'm down in Hollywood barbershop, I'm listening to jazz music all the time. Wes Montgomery, John Coltrane, Miles Davis. So the whole music thing of seeing the Motown reviews, the Al Greens, the James Browns, music and comedy was in me from the door. Then I got to Seton Hall University and took over the radio. Okay. And I had my own radio show at 20 years old on FM. And it ran through. Then I started becoming a PA for different people like Dizzy Gillespie. Like, I've always been in this world, man. And then I started doing this underground comedy thing in 1985 that went from there to me getting a job at Def Jam Records. Russell wanted and Stan Lathan wanted to do some TV shit. I was doing this comedy thing on the underground, and here's Def Comedy Jam. Bernie Mac was my first signee. You know what I mean? And that was August the 5th, 1991. That's where I come from. I got receipts.
Now I was just at one of your recordings that you were doing, your comedy specials, and I see that you're still breaking in new, fresh, funny as hell comedians.
Thank you.
If I'm a new comedian out here, what would be your advice to me? Like if I'm trying to make it, if I'm trying to break into the industry, I got a heavy social media following because that seems to be like a big deal these days. What would be your advice to me on how to break through?
That's an easy answer for me. First and foremost, I don't look at links. I don't look at videos that's on my IG. I get like 10 to 20 a day. I don't have time out of my day to look at this one. But I do have time for you to make that sacrifice wherever you are in this country. If you can go to Hollywood and do 3 minutes in Hollywood, you could come to Willingboro, New Jersey and do 5 minutes live for me. And that will take you to the Apollo Theater. Right now, I'm in the lab working on a big new TV show. Okay, I can't even really talk about it, but I'm a bridge the gap.
Yeah, I want in.
You have to understand that a lot of comedians like Michael Shawn and them, they were youngins back in the day, and they had to learn to live and have something to talk about. See, young comedians don't even have point of views because they don't know what a point of view even is. They just saw somebody else and they want to be like that person. No, you got to be like you. So that's where I get a chance. It's just like sports, okay? Sports is my thing, all right? Yep. And I'm like, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I know I would be a professional scout or coach. All right, or on a D1 level. This is what I do. So I don't want you to send me your best tape when you got your shot, when you made all your foul shots. Or I want to see you when you got the ball ripped off, when you got I don't want to see your best game film, and that's what you do. Nothing worse than a comedian send me not one set, but their greatest hits. All right. So what we really need now is a symposium, because I'm reading about like Bill Bellamy per se. Let's talk about when I started this comedy thing at a place called Terminal D. You mentioned the Uptown Comedy Club. A lot of the Uptown guys, besides having their Sundays in Harlem, they would come to my room on Tuesdays. But got bigger than me, so they thought. And I took who I thought had the most potential in that room and took him with me. That was Bill Bellamy, okay? And we went to this other place, and I found I was the guy. All he had to do was come in there and work on his material so we can get him to MTV or wherever else we would go. And this is before Def Comedy Jam. But what I see with comedians now is they not only want to be the comedian, but they want to be the promoter. They want to be the producer. They want to have a guy come and be their driver, and his pay is to be on every show instead of doing what Nate Smith did back in the day with all of the comedians with Def Comedy Jam. I got a lot of them, including Chris Tucker, okay, from either the Bay Area comedy competition where everybody is grinding, trying to do something, or they had and it would be a great, I don't even want to give it away, but they had a thing called the Creative Tour, which was produced by Nate Smith, who later on became Kevin Hart's road manager because another comedian who was smelling himself fired him. Like, it's crazy how this shit go. But the Creative Tour was this, and imagine this. You have your headliner, who you consider to be your headliner, and then you have your feature, okay? And the feature, for the most part, is going to be the driver, right? He's driving, but you guys start in D.C., and you end up in, like, Miami. But in between time, you have a club that you go to, a couple in Virginia, you have a couple that you go to in North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way. And for 2 to 3 weeks, you come home and you done made $1,000 a week on the grind. But you're also getting in front of people like me. Because now what I'm doing is I'm setting my showcases up around there so I can see you live. And next thing you know, you become, or you at the showcase in Oakland, and you don't even place, but I'm in there, and you become Smokey on Friday. I got to receive.
Before I ask you this, now you said earlier about they sending you the highlight reels, so they're sending you their best stuff. What are you looking for? So if they send you something them bombing on stage, how does that impress you?
If what?
How does someone sending you something if they're bombing on stage or not doing good? Because earlier you were talking about people sending you their highlight reels, their best material.
Right.
So what are you looking for within something where they're not doing successful on stage? What do you gain out of that?
I don't gain anything. They're not doing successful on stage. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're gonna send me your tape, I know you're not gonna send me no bullshit or what you're gonna send me the best thing you think you have. But the best thing that you think you have, that might be good for a comic view. You got me? But for me, I'm trying to make you a film and TV star for real because I'm only on once a week, not every night. The difference was with say a show like that, they're trying to find content for every night. That's why they got to a point, Michael Shawn, tell me if I'm lying, but I know that they got to a point where they started even putting comedians on that started getting these cricket sounds. And that was for the audience. Now that's funny to the audience, but that comedian that's on stage bombing, don't send me that tape.
I got you. Now being a co-founder of Def Comedy Jam, my thought was as you're sitting here talking, they always push Russell Simmons to the front. Like he was always the one at the end of the show with the thanks for coming out. That God bless him. Is that something that you wanted to be a part of? Did you ever look back and say, why wasn't I with Russell? We did this together.
I'm not that type of dude, bro. I'm from Roselle, Linden, man. We don't do it like that. I don't wear this big sign. You'd be surprised how many people. It was back in the day. One day, dude said to me, "Have you met Don? Don wanted to meet you, right?" And I'm saying, "Don, right?" I walk over and it's Don Cornelius, right? Don Cornelius says to me, "Bob Sumner, man, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I heard so much about you. That's enough for me. I don't need to be on the front line because it's going to happen eventually." Russell just got finished talking about I saved the record company because of the Def Comedy Jam.
Wow. I
am not going to anybody that know my work from the beginning. Do you know I'm the first DJ in a comedy club? That's why I put Kid Capri as my DJ on Def Jam because I was doing that in the mid 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things, but it'll all come out at some point. Like I said, in Kevin Hart's book, I give it up to Kev because Kev didn't have to let the world know that Ray told him I was at the Laugh House on South Street, and he came in as Kev the Bastard, and I was doing a contest.
Yep.
B. Ray Davis D-Ray Davis won, Coca Brown won, Roz G won. These comedians won. Kevin Hart won. I saw, and Kev's talking about how he opened up the show at wherever we were, in Bruce and Earthquake and Jay. They were all on a show, and Kev was telling his experience. Joe Coy tells his experience meeting me. Like, I don't care about all of the glamour and glitz, and that goes for everything that I've ever done. You know, I mean, I've overcome a lot of adversity, and I was carjacked in 05. You know what I'm saying? I got hit with a sort of shotgun right up here, man. So I'm not beat. I'm not beat. And yes, everyone, I'm not beat.
All right, let's have some fun real quick. So you're doing the show.
Yeah.
Here we go. Who's going to shut your stage down? I got two people. You got to pick one. Like, this is your headliner. This is it. You have to pick a name. You can't say both. I'm gonna throw two names at you. All right, you ready?
Now, and I hope they don't. Whoever I pick, I hope the other one don't be pissed.
What you gotta just pick. Here we go.
Then again, what the fuck?
You're doing the show. Here we go. Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor. You're only picking one.
Do I need to even? Might know who I'm gonna say.
Are you gonna say Richard Pryor? So,
yeah.
So I got a pair for you. I got a pair for you too. I got a pair for you too. Here, I got a pair for you too. Chris Tucker or Mike Epps? In their prime. Well, Mike's still in his prime. I'm not saying Chris Tucker's not in his prime, but I'm saying I haven't seen Chris Tucker in a minute. So
this is what I'm talking about. All right. Mike Epps is my guy. Chris is my guy. That's when it comes to my love for both of them, that's one thing. But when it comes to their stand-up and how they deliver and what they do, okay, I would say Chris Tucker. Okay. Because it's more designed. Mike is more off the cuff. He's dope as hell. You know, like, he's a dope host, you know, and he's a dope comedian. But Chris Tucker is just, you said you hadn't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him in a while. I hadn't seen him in a while neither. And I saw him, Eddie Griffin, Tommy Davidson, Adele Givens, Sherman Golden, Chris Tucker, all of them all in within a few weeks. And when I say Chris Tucker made me feel like I was at a Vegas Usher, Bruno Mars, like it was just like a whole nother, he has definitely elevated his shit to a whole nother level. I'm serious. All right, so I couldn't believe it.
I'm sorry, Jay. I know I hijacked your segment. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Okay,
all right, here's another one. Bill Bellamy or Earthquake. Gotta put one as a headliner and shut it down. And I know Bill Bellamy's your man. Pause. I know Bill Bellamy's your man.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going off of anything more than the masses of being able to deliver with consistency with anybody in the room, being able to follow them, understand what they're doing. And that's why Mike Epps became my host at the Peppermint after Bill went to MTV, because of their appeal to the masses. And that's where I would have to go with Bill Bellamy, because he could work any room the same way. Where Earthquake, he's more to the urban side of things.
All right, so I'll give you one. I'll give you two. I had another name in here because I love Wanda Sykes, but I had to replace the name. Adele Givens or some more.
No, I'm just trying to, I'm looking at both of them.
Right.
I'm looking at, because I haven't, I've seen Adele more recently than I've seen some more, you know, but when I think about stand up, it's almost, you know what, put it this way. The same analogy I just used with Bill and Earthquake is the same analogy that I would use for Adele and some more. Adele is Earthquake, some more is Bill.
Okay. What about Lunel and Monique?
I had Monique and some more going against each other. The two I had. Monique.
See, I had Lunel and Monique.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like everybody that you're naming, everybody has what they have. you know. But even with you know, some of them have more of a black radio feel, and the other one has more of the pop radio feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play TLC on both stations.
Okay, so I don't want, because I know Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle mentioned a comment that Cat didn't come out no white comedians. So I want to include white comedians in this. Jon Stewart or Bill Maher on stage. You got to pick.
Jon Stewart or Bill Maher?
Yeah, I gotta make this. I gotta make this universal. I gotta make this universal.
No, I don't. I know that part, but you know, I got to keep it Jersey with that one. And I mean, I have more of a connect to John.
Right,
you know,
right.
Yeah, definitely more.
All right, Eddie Griffin or Tommy Davidson, since you mentioned it. And if you've never seen Tommy Davidson on stage, make sure you pay to go see him on stage. We already know Eddie.
I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer too. If you're going by what it is, Tommy Davidson is that dude.
Is that dude?
Tommy Davidson is that dude. I'm trying to put something together with Tommy right now.
And this is I didn't oh, okay, then we'll just end it and I'll bring it to this because he mentioned Richard Pryor. So I'll say Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock.
Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock?
Yes, because they both have a universal audience. So we can't go on ticket sales because they're both going to sell it out. They both can talk to everybody.
So what are you trying to talk me into which one I'm going to say? Because
no. I love them both. I wouldn't want to pick. If I was on, matter of fact, Drink Champs does this. If I was on Drink Champs, they say if you want to pass, you would take a drink. I would take a drink. I'd probably take a drink.
I'll call you back, man. I have to say Chappelle. I have to say Chappelle because Chappelle is more, I come up with Rock and Rock's pre-Chappelle. Right. You know what I mean? He has a little bit more longevity, even though Dave started at a young age. Chrissy started at a young age too. I love both of them all the same. But when I see what Dave has done in terms of bringing on others, as well as one of my guys, Marshall Brandon.
I love Marshall. Shout out to Marshall Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I told Will Packer about Marshall Brandon 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, yeah. So that's that. So that's that. But again, no knock on any of them. But that would be how I would go. I hope you don't mind.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And this is the last question because we didn't do allegedly with Mo, but I got to get this last question in. Watching Def Jam, I had an experience one time where I did a college with JB Smooth. And I literally got a standing ovation, right? JB came next, and I don't know how the fuck he did it. He got a better standing ovation. Like, he literally got a better standing ovation. Like, I felt like they were going to carry him off the stage, and they were just going to, they was going to carry him off and walk out with him. And I love JB Smooth. Watching Def Jam all these years, I saw so many comedians tear it down. I saw so many comedians like light that fire. Was there one comedian that when you were in that audience that took it somewhere where if we weren't in the audience, we wouldn't even know that they just took it further than everybody else? Was there one moment where you were like, oh shit, this is an explosion that I've never seen before?
There was so many different explosions. Eddie Griffin's Michael Jackson on the pipe.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Classic.
I mean, again, J. Anthony Brown with a spray can just spraying his hair for about an hour. You know what I mean? It was those type of things that you never forget. I can't even tell you which Ted Carpenter segment was the best. You know, Martin Luther King reaching the top, or Big Les coming up behind, you know, doing the hand.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Arnaz J lifting up his pants, just walking around.
Got the visuals.
Of course, but I mean, you know, again, when producers are doing their little documentaries on people and I'm really not spoken to, I know the ins and outs of what it really is and what it was. And to see a documentary called I ain't scared of you. It says to me, see, I say that, and you know where I'm going, but y'all have to understand what happened.
Yeah, tell him that story. What happened before?
Well,
tell him that
you no, but you asking me another question, so we'll get back to that.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's cool. I tell you, I could be on that with so much, but see, when I travel around the country to look for talent for the season, I'm shooting 12 episodes. So therefore, I'm shooting 4 comedians per episode, right? Martin's the host. And I have to make sure I have those 4. So that's 48. I'm bringing in 60, okay? Because I don't know, just like if you ever been to Showtime at the Apollo, whenever they used to shoot, it would be comedians walking around in the green room because they know somebody's going to bomb when the lights come on.
Yeah,
right?
and I did not.
So I have to be prepared for that part, right? But I also have to prepare for if it's more than 48 that killed, I got to talk HBO into maybe adding another show. Or sometimes if I had 5 comedians on a show and all 5 kill in another show, only 3 of the 5, then I'll take one and put them in the other one. You know, just like Bernie Stir It Like Coffee on his first show. You know, Bernie came from another show to help beef up Steve Harvey's set, I think. I mean, it's crazy how far we go back with where people were. You know what I mean? Let's drop that in a little bit. I could talk about that a little bit more at another point. Right?
Yeah.
But there was a comedian that was at my show. I have a show, Mike. You got to come be a part of it. And, you know, I'm in D.C. now every week. And,
okay, I want to, I'll definitely.
I'm in D.C. every week. Okay. And a comedian that came in the other night, he had tripped out because on the apps on the Fat Tuesday thing, they showed his picture when Bill was talking about the comedian that bombed on when Bernie did I Ain't Scared of You. They showed this dude's picture, even though he was on the show. It wasn't him who bombed. He was tripping, but but it was a dude that bombed. But see, when I go around the country and you do well on your showcase, I may bring you up. Now, when them lights come on, I don't know if you're going to bomb or what. But this dude came on, he was telling Leave It to Beaver jokes. It wasn't ready for what we have. You know, we hip hop like that. There should be a salute to hip hop comedy, by the way, because I mean, we did it like that. So now I have booked 5 comedians. Okay, we had the first comedian killed, right? Then this next comedian comes on and no one's booing, but it's like just crickets. All right. Now the next 2 comedians, Hamburger being one of them, and I believe it might have been AJ Sanders or Yvette Wilson or somebody, they both did quite well. And then here comes the Mac Man for the second time, because the first time was Stir It Like Coffee, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So when Bernie comes on stage this time, everybody's ready. They're loving him. He got his picture painted on his pants. It's like crazy. It's bedlam before he hits the stage. Like they say, comic views to tell you to stand up and give a standing ovation before you come on stage. It wasn't like that with Def Jam. You had to earn yours. No mics being, you know, it wasn't no fake crowd laughs and none of that, right? So anyway, Bernie just looked at the audience and he just said, y'all don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And when he said that, everybody had kind of forgot about the dude that came on second because everybody had been killing. So when he said that, it took everybody back to that moment. But here's the thing that people have to understand, and this is another tidbit for you guys. When Def Comedy Jam first aired on that Friday night, okay, nobody had never saw the show, okay? So now on Saturday, everybody's going to see this comedian up in Massachusetts who was booked on that Friday and didn't sell no tickets. The next day, because everybody saw Def Comedy Jam, they said, we're going to see him. And they sold out. His name is Martin Lawrence. Okay. So now we're getting ready. So now I want to take Def Comedy Jam on tour, but Martin now is getting ready to do his own shit. So Martin's not going to be the host. So they asking me, well, how are we going to tour without Martin? I said, we got Bill, we got Adele, we had Reggie McFadden, we had Ted Carpenter at the time, and Bernie's going to host because I know Bernie can host because he hosted my first showcase ever for Def Comedy Jam. Bernie took that fucking mic and never looked back. Next thing you know, HBO gave him a show, this, that, and the other, you know. But here's the thing. Bernie and my DJ, Kid Capri, had worked out this thing. They were so in sync during that time that when we came back to do that second season with Bernie Mac on the show, Kid and Bernie was so where Bernie said, kick ass, and Kid was playing, you don't understand. All that shit, we had been doing that shit. So everything looked so fucking tight, and it just ran forever.
All right, Bob, listen, we're about to wrap this up. I'm going to offer you this. Is there
all night. It's my birthday. No,
I know. First of all, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes.
That's number one. What I want to do is I
I'm
want
to my party tomorrow.
Where?
It's in North, if you're around.
Damn, I got a show tomorrow. Shit.
Okay, good.
I'm around.
She gonna be there. She's gonna be there.
494 Broad Street.
I wanna ask you this. Is there any way I can have you on here once a week and have the Bob Sumner stories once a week on this show? And if you tell me what day, if you're open to wake up, I know it's early. If you're open to wake up, and
I was on prayer at 6:15 this morning, man.
Okay, so if we can literally have the Bob Sumner comedy stories once a week, you think about it. I would love to press you right now because the story, I got like 25 more questions.
I'm gonna call my agent and see if it's okay. No, you got my fam here, man. Are you kidding me? You got my. Can you imagine me saying no and then she be right there on Chestnut Street at Pinholes?
What happened?
No, I mean, but Mike, this is what this is all about. And you and I, and you know, we've come full circle, fam.
Yeah, we have. We really have. So I want to, you tell me what day of the week is good for you. If it's a Wednesday, it's fine. I'm on Tuesday through Friday. I'm on with Jonesy in New York on Monday morning. So it's Tuesday through Friday. You tell me what day of the week is good for you. I'll get to promoting it. I'll get the whole C-Chung to put the production together, and we can have the Bob Sumner comedy stories every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday, every Tuesday. It's up to you which one you want to do, but I would love to have you on here because the stories that you have, I think not only do we need to be reminded of, but these younger comedians need to see what the potential and the steps and everything they have to do and what is the angle that they can take just to hear all this stuff.
You got me, Mike, but I can say this to you. It's going to most likely be on Thursdays because, you know, I'm traveling on Wednesdays from the Tuesday night DC show. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Wednesdays and then it's hump day. I mean, Thursday is a good, you know, throwback Thursday type that thing, whatever the case may be. But one thing that I would definitely say is comedians kind of get it mixed up with me and a lot of other people. I've had a lot of people work with me for me over the years. So, you know, when everybody say you and so-and-so, you and so-and-so, I'm a solo act, have always been. I'm independent. Think about Aquarius. And I'm just here to share. It's all about love is with me. You see my hashtag. And I'm here to help everybody grow like somebody helped me grow. You know what I mean? It ain't even about dollars and cents in any of that. You know, and I'm Bob.Sumner on Instagram. You know, and that's where I communicate, but then it becomes you email me, and that's how we really communicate when you want to come to Willingboro, and you have to come to Willingboro to get on that stage. You know what I mean? Because that shows me that you're making that sacrifice. Last week, I had them come in from Ohio, from Virginia. You know, that's meaning something. So yeah, Mike, you have me, and just we'll correspond, and as much as I could be here on a Thursday.
Right.
Because, you know, I was doing that Clubhouse thing, and that thing really grew to a point where I needed to chill because I was giving away too much for some people just to come in. Like, this builds what we are doing, what you're doing, everybody.
Right.
And it's going to be cool. I'm with you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bob. I will see you March 21st at the Newark Symphony Hall. Then we'll make that DC thing happen. Ladies and gentlemen,
a lot of history here.
The legendary, the man who made careers overnight, and literally it was overnight. He was making careers. Mr. Bob Sumner, y'all.
Still
making careers.
Rising stars of comedy.
Still making careers.
These next joints I have is like ridiculous stuff. Like, it's gonna be beautiful.
And I want in on everything.
Somebody just put on my music show. You know, I do a afternoon music show every
with Bob on Sundays.
Facebook, that's right.
All right. Well, Bob, we're gonna see you next. We'll see you next Thursday. Bob Sumner Comedy Stories will pop off. This was the first show. We'll have it every Thursday, as long as he's not traveling, because the man has got a lot of things going on. It takes a lot to build this empire.
Bob, Sumner time, baby.
All right, thank you, Bob. Good looking. I appreciate you, dog.
You got it. Hey, listen, Happy New Year to you guys. Okay, have a great 24. I hope to do many things with y'all.
All right, big good stuff. Bob Sumner, y'all. Bob Sumner in the building. All right.
Yes.
Well,
a lot of history.
We got Bob on the show.
You think of comedy, Bob is it. Like, literally, he knows everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows him.
I can't wait until the documentary is done on him and his life and like everything he's contributed to.
Yeah, he deserves the shine. I know he don't want the shine.
He deserves his flowers. He deserves his shine while he's still up amongst us. I always say that. Yeah.
Facts.
All right. So that was good. That was productive, y'all. That was very productive.
Very
productive day. Very productive day.
You never know what that could lead to. You never know.
Stories he got, though.
You never know. You never know what that could lead to. You never know. You just never know what that could pop off into. All right. This has been great. I'm happy. I'm going to work happy, y'all. All right. Let's wrap it up. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in life. You fight for your man's password to a cell phone. You fight for parking spots. You fight for everything. You fight for likes and views. Fight for your happiness. Never let anyone take it from you. We gone. Gone damn.
It's about to go down. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Shawn, that's me. Jay Black, Sexy Mo, C-Chum, and celebrity guests that you get nowhere else. That's right, but here on Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Go to our YouTube page, Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, and check the exclusive situation all the way out. Or catch it live. Get your comments on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends are back. Yeah.
Going nowhere.